purpose, or like you really, really do mean it. I really don't know. Or you're just trying to be that person that stirs the pot. I think you might be that person. I really want to give the benefit of the doubt to you, but I don't know. Just don't know. I mean, it like what
Well,
Shlomi just said. That story is. Go ahead. What'd you say, Shlomi?
I didn't say I support Bibi. I support the country. And if you ask me if for changing Bibi, I don't see anyone else that can do something better than what he's doing. And that's why I'm telling you, don't go and see the Israeli media because the Israeli media is the Israeli media. But people are forgetting that in doing these 2 years, Bibi did a lot of good things for this country, saved us from a lot of horrors and enemies that are coming to consume us and eat us from everywhere, every direction. He freed me. He signed for my operation. He signed for Louis and the other guy operation. He signed for another operation in the start of the war. He released 200 hostages. Yeah, I know that some of
In the
them
beginning.
died in the beginning and in the last couple of months, not couple, the last 7 months. There was a deal in the last yeah, yeah, half a year already. And yes, we lost a lot of people from the military pressure and everything. And since then, we are trying not to lose, and we see it. And he did everything that he can to release the most hostages that he can, and that's the way I see it. Because if not, and if he didn't care, like I said, he will do in the 8th of October what I said, and that's it.
Wow, he did a lot for the hostages, Shlomi, if you really think about it. And people are like not giving him the credit where it's due. You know, it's crazy to me. I really think it's crazy.
You know, if the Red Cross and the world and the governments came together on October 8th and everybody stopped and demanded a return of the hostages would have all been back on October 8th. But you have seen from the very onslaught at 6:30 in the morning on October 7th, well, 6:30 my time, I don't know, but from the onslaught, you have seen opposition to Israel, even as Israelis were being murdered and their blood was spilled all over the country. You see people celebrating and calling for a free Palestine. Well, I mean, it's just insane to me. But I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, but if the world was serious about having the hostages come home, and if they had acted on October 8th, we wouldn't be here. And so I think a lot of people, or Bibi didn't do this, Bibi didn't do that, the Israeli government didn't do this, ceasefire talks, Qatar, blah 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 blah. Where was the action immediately after? Like everybody, the from the get go, it was a denial. It was a denial of the sexual violence and um, the rape and as a tool of war. I mean, just from the get go, there was a denial. So I also put a lot of blame and a lot of responsibility on the failure of the quote unquote first world, the Western world, the liberal world, the one that we say has democracy and all these values, blah 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 blah. I think it's bullshit because I think the UN was in Gaza. The Red Cross was in Gaza already. It's not like they had to come in from outside. They were already fucking there. They were already there. I don't know. I think you guys tend, or people like Buttercup tend to focus in on Bibi and the Israeli government, and there's a lot of responsibility here. A lot.
So I really think we need to have more love for each other and more tolerance of diverse points of view within the Jewish diaspora community, Yael. And I hope that, in my community, we try to tolerate. We understand people are very emotional about the situation in Israel, And I think we could be a little more tolerant of people who have different opinions. It's just to be slandered by it really hurts.
Are you
actually
talking
to
about
hear
yourself
this.
right now? And
No, to hear you guys slander me for hours and hours. All I do is I just want to engage with you.
Right now, I just did this whole monologue about how messages were brought home, and the first thing you do is like, wow, you really hurt my feelings, and we have to be more compassionate with it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
The Jews need to come together and be kind to each other. Be kind to each other.
How
Be
is
kind.
that a response? How are you?
Jews are strong when they're kind to and loving to each
Okay,
other.
Buttercup, I'm not playing the game. Stop censoring yourself. I'm not playing this game.
Jews are kind when they're kind to each other.
That the
Buttercup, can you recite the Shema Yisrael? Can you recite the whole prayer?
Harry, you don't know what Kol Nidre is. Don't tell me. Don't.
I know
me on my
perfectly
Jewish
what you're the one that said it sounded like Kol Nidre, not me. That's what you did.
You've never heard
You
of.
said the Shema
You've never heard of
Yisrael.
like the Jewish prayers. Don't quiz me on my Jewishness.
I haven't. Yeah, I actually have. I've heard of many Jewish prayers before.
Mazel
Actually, pretty much
tov.
all of them.
Wow.
But I want you to recite the Shema Yisrael for us, please. Go ahead.
Well, I want
So, Buttercup, are you finished with
I
violent
want you to
resistance?
say to the people like this guy Amir and the people there this sentence, and let's see how they will react. Okay? Tell them until our people are not back home, I don't really care what's going on inside of Gaza. Can you do that? Buttercup?
I should tell them I don't care what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah, until my people are not back home, I don't care what's going on there. I really don't care. I don't understand why you really care what's going on inside of Gaza until your people.
Because she hates Israel. That's why.
Because I don't think more death is going to bring them home. I think there was a plan on the table that would have brought them home and could have prevented many children from losing their parents and their arms and their legs and being orphaned. It's just
Maybe they should have started October 7th in the first
The
place.
children didn't start October 7th. They're children, okay? Children are innocent.
Yeah, don't worry.
16,000
They'll start the next October 7th. Don't worry. The children, what, the same ones that go to the death terrorist
That's a
camps?
genocidal sentiment, Harry.
And I can show you plenty of evidence and videos of them. They brag about it and advertise it all online.
Can we
They send their kids
be
to
a
terrorist
little more
camps.
loving? This is for
No, it's not about being loving. It's about being factual, Buttercup.
You just bring
And
hatred every room you walk into.
And facing that's not hatred. That's reality, Buttercup. I'm sorry.
Guys,
Maybe you need to face it
Shlomi,
one day.
I'm coming from a place of love. I love my people, and that's why I'm engaging here, and I love Israel, and I just have a different point of view. That's it.
So your point of view is you believe in violent resistance against the Jewish people, correct? Or do you?
Stop misrepresenting what I said, Norman.
No, I'm not. Well, please correct me. How did you put it?
Yeah, how did you put it, Buttercup?
We had a conversation about whether Hamas serves the Palestinian cause. And I said it doesn't serve the Palestinian cause. And there are people in the room said it does.
That quote. I'm talking about when you said, I'm not opposed to violent resistance to oppression.
Wait. If you say that Hamas is not
Serving the Palestinians.
Yeah, if you say that, so why
I'm against Hamas. I think they're a death
why are you
sentence.
against Israel?
But you're in favor of violent resistance.
Shlomi, I support them getting Hamas. I support conquering Hamas. I support decimating Hamas and exiling the leaders.
What do you want from us? Like you are slapping yourself in the face. Like,
No, you can do that without killing without starving out children. You could have stopped the war a year ago. Says the military leaders, not me.
You feel that
But
violence
Hamas
is...
will go if we stop the war a year ago.
Sorry, they said you exile the leaders. There was a plan to bring the PA in and do a plan for day after.
But Hamas didn't agree for that.
They did.
Like, there is no other side that we need to look at them. Like,
There is another side, Shlomi.
Shlomi.
Shlomi, I've only, by the way, I've only called Hamas a genocidal death cult. I've never said anything nice about them.
That's irrelevant to what he's talking about.
Wait, I have to understand.
I know, but I have a feeling I'm being maligned here. Everyone's calling me a Hamasnik.
Nobody said you're Hamas. Did anybody say that?
Norm keeps telling me I support
You love playing victim card, my God.
I want to understand the workings of your mind. I'm quoting you.
Buttercup, I also just want to.
Understand. I really try to understand what they talk. From one side, you say that Hamas are not doing anything good for the cause. From that one side. From the other side, you said that a year ago we should have stopped the war, but if we stop the war a year ago, Hamas are still in power and they are still not serving the cause of the Palestinians. So what do you want? To stop the war or to serve the Palestinian cause? Because if you are one that claims suffer and all of this. If you say that you want to end the Palestinian suffer from Hamas because it's not helping the cause, but from the other side you said there was a deal and Hamas are still in power, you are still keeping
You think it's a contradiction, I understand. You think it's a contradiction.
Yeah. I don't think
I
it
think
is
I
a
think the
contradiction.
picture you give is not accurate. According to my knowledge, according to many experts that I heard, there was a possibility long time ago, maybe a year ago, to reach a deal and remove Hamas from power in Gaza. It was possible to achieve. It was possible to achieve, but
Hamas said yes.
Who's gonna physically remove them, Yigal?
Hamas said yes, Yigal. Don't lie. Hamas said yes.
I can give you a sources for this. According to my, I heard it, I know it.
Okay, but who physically removed them?
Hamas said yes.
For the end of the war, they were ready to enter the war and to be replaced as a governing power in Gaza. But
they're still in power.
But they didn't want to give up their weapons.
that's true. That's true.
They didn't want to give up their weapons, so it's the same thing.
But
It
they
doesn't
were
change
ready.
anything. They're
They're
still the
And
governing
also,
power in Gaza.
which is not less important. They were ready for in this deal. In this deal, they were ready to release all the our
Yeah, but they are
hostages.
still in power. And
But this deal could be reached. According to many experts, this deal could be reached, and all the hostages could be
Part of the deal was for them to give up their arms as well, and they didn't want to do that. So it was on them. It wasn't on Israel, Yigal.
The same.
It was on them.
Stop yelling.
The issue is that this deal will happen sooner or later. The same deal which could be reached a year ago will happen soon, sooner or later. Same deal.
At a higher cost. At a higher cost.
There's no more deal going to
For
be
the higher
reached.
cost,
No more deal.
for the higher cost of our soldiers, for the higher cost of our hostages, and for the much higher cost of the situation, international situation. All this costs us because of political reasons. This all happened because some faction in our government did not want to end the war.
Yeah.
Brother Yigal.
This is the sad
Good night, guys.
Brother,
This is the truth.
good, let go. Brother Yigal, so Hamas said they were gonna commit October 7th 1,000 times, and they're not gonna give up their guns. So it was part of the deal that they're not gonna do that anymore, do you think?
Hamas will not rule Gaza. Military capacity is reduced by 90%.
A year ago.
A year ago, yes, a year ago.
You think they were
Exactly,
reduced
yes,
90%
yes.
a year ago?
Yes, I heard it from many experts. Yes.
So we're fighting
Yes.
10% of them now? For a year?
Yes.
I understood that they reconstituted themselves. That they're always getting new fighters, they're training the young ones to do this. Don't you hear the same?
This war we can continue forever the way it's going now.
Well, we can continue forever, or we can have a definitive victory.
But we are losing a lot for. We could end this war with victory, military and politically, many months ago. But we are losing now politically, economically, and losing hostages and soldiers because of our extremist, stupid, fascist.
I love you as a Jew, but I disagree with you on this matter.
In the chat, I posted a video of dozens of ex and current and former military and intelligence officials in Israel who say the war could have been ended. It was everything that could be accomplished has been accomplished. And
I want to ask you something, Buttercup. Do you believe an accomplishment is to get back all the hostages?
Don't ask Buttercup anymore anything.
I agree.
I'm not
How could it be accomplished if there's still hostages?
These are the people of Kaplan, like Igal, and Amos, and same set of mind, and this set of mind I'm not dealing with when I'm in the room. They can stay down. And if you want to talk with them, I'm leaving.
We'd rather talk to you.
The rescued hostage censors her, he saves the
Crystal,
room.
did you want to ask anything? Or did Shlomi leave? He already said goodnight.
I don't see him. I hope he didn't.
Maybe he had enough. Well, here he's back.
And then with this kind of people.
Okay, Shlomi.
Shlomi,
We're happy to have you back.
I want you everybody to meet a sweet friend of mine named
I'm trying to be nice. I'm coming, and in the end, I get the same feelings that I get from Amos, telling me you should be ashamed of yourself. You didn't go and shake Trump's arm to tell him release the hostages. You should go and demonstrate. And this are kind of things that they think that is helping for the hostages. They say when we are demonstrating and putting this power on our government, they will raise the price. Definitely they will raise the price. Eventually, they are looking at us every moment and see what we are going through. And every time in Gaza, when we saw in Al Jazeera, the demonstration, they said it's not enough, it should be bigger. It's helping our cause. And you don't understand that. That's what they were telling us as hostages. It's not enough people. It should be bigger. It should be bigger and bigger. And you come and make us look weak and care about who is starving or not starving in Gaza when my friends are still in captivity and other people that I don't know personally are really starved. Yeah? And come and say that we need to end this war because people are starving in Gaza or this or this or this. What a cup. Go check. The military in Israel wants to conquer all of Gaza. They want to end this, try to release the hostages. They are eager to do it. This is the set of mind of the real people in Israel, not the minority that you see on the media. Stop making make us look weak in this world. Stop. People like you, Amos, Igal, in this fucking up. Don't tell us what to do from another country. Don't think that you know the best because you are sitting there in another country, safe. Maybe someone is telling you, ugly Jew or something like that. Or you are feeling that the crowd is looking at you different now because the real face of them are disguised. The mask is off. Don't tell us what is right or wrong. Come live here. Come live here. Try to live here. Face the consequences of living here and move all of these problems that we have in this country. Face reality and then come and speak what this government should do or not. As long as you don't live here, don't tell us which government should be here or not. Because it's not your country. You live in another country. Vote for Biden. Probably vote for Biden or Kamala in the last election. Because this is what you're representing. The same shit.
Slowly, you know what I have to say. You know, it's hard to hear what you're saying, but I have to tell you, my father made Aliyah. He came back to this country and he said the same thing. He said, I am no longer there, and they deserve. The world needs to take a back seat and let Israel fulfill its understanding in what they do. And I think, and he said it's going to be hard for the rest of the Jews, but this is self-determination. So I appreciate what you just said.
Thank you. If you're there and you want this country to agreement, there are certain things in this democracy in Israel that you can do in order to change the government. If you don't succeed in the democracy way, wait for the next election and put your vote in the box and wait for the results. And let's see who will be the next prime minister. That's it. This is democracy.
And this is what they say, that you have offered self-determination, so it's important we're reminded. We're just worried.
Butterfly, or whatever, saying it's democracy, people should listen to the people. No, it's democracy, people should listen to the people. And when they are demonstrating, the government will decide to listen or not to listen to the demonstrations. Until then, you cannot say that it's a dictatorship, it's a fascist, or whatever he said, or whatever Butterfly is claiming if the government is doing. And like I said, everybody's saying there was a deal or no deal. We know exactly what happened with that deal. Hamas wanted to stay with the arms, and they didn't say we go off with the arms, and we put down the weapons. So that's it. The deal went down. Don't weak us, don't make us weak. Support us, support what we are doing. It doesn't matter what the Prime Minister decided. I don't know, it's hard to say. It's deciding on life of people, and decided on my life. It was 50-50 if we will get out or not. Yeah, and I'm blaming this Prime Minister also on 7th of October. But from there till today, I see that he's doing his best to make.
He's doing his best with the shit that he has to deal with.
To lead us. This is his job, to lead us.
To correct the mistake that is did until 7th of October and allowed it to happen. Of course, I have bad things to say to him, and he has a responsibility. A lot of other people that claiming that they know the best. The ex-militaries, ex-this, ex-that, that every day in the media are speaking, but they know the best. And lying that they were in Kitover trying to save me, but they weren't there. Those kind of people. And, to listen to them, I don't know. But again, he has a responsibility, a lot of people has responsibility for 7th of October. All the 120 people in this government and in the coalition opposition has responsibility because they are the chosen ones to represent all of the people from all of the sides. Yeah? That's it. And the military and this and that, everybody has responsibility. But to come and say it doesn't care of this, it doesn't care of that, it's because of people that are starving in Gaza to stop the war, not because of that. It's because of our people are still there. And if we will stop the war, Hamas will never give us all the hostages. 100%. Because what they are saying is they will give 10, and then they will give some more, and then when they will decide that Gaza is recovered, Hamas decide that Gaza is recovered, they will speak of the last ones that will still have in their arms. So I don't know how much time that they can recover Gaza. So I don't want anyone to be there another 10 years like Mangisto and other Bedouin guy that was released in the last days. People that don't see the whole picture, and still again will say we are not Bibi and we are not sitting on the chair to decide between people that are in the battlefield, hostages and everything, and to come and with big breasts and say, well, yeah, I I know the best. I know which deal. I know what's bad. Who said yes, who said no, and why, and why, and why. This is from the media. We don't know anything. Again, I will say, everybody has his own idea of which deal is the best, but we don't know really what's going on in the deal. So we will need to start thinking and saying and trying to support our cause as a human life beings, as Jewish human life beings in this country, because that's what they want to eliminate. That's what's not in the mind of the people, that we cannot have Hamas here. And anything that they are still in power is not good. And I hope that it was saying that in the end of October, I was hoping for myself that it was come to Gaza and it doesn't kill people who die in the hostages, and I will die for this cause. For next 7 of October won't happen, because if they will stay in power, it will be back.
That's understandable. Slowly they promised to do it again at the end.
So, every time we're gonna do 7 next 7 of October. We're gonna end this war, and they thought it's gonna end quickly, and they're gonna know it quickly. But we have to reduce this power, because next 7 of October is not acceptable.
Shlomi, can I ask you, it's okay if you don't answer. What kept your hopes up? What kept your head up?
Because there's no war in the first couple of months, and then the set of mind said, okay, it's my time to die here for the cause that, because you see that the war is not stopping. And I told myself, if it's the time, and to the other two that was with me, Andre and Ramon, that if this is my time to die in Gaza, and the cause that next 7 of October won't happen. So this is what will happen. And then I decided to say, okay, every day that I'm alive, I'm getting closer for the release, and getting closer home, and saying thank God. And in the end, we know what happened. But I was ready to anything to be happy. Then you're releasing, and from the other side, you're saying thank you to God, and the hope that you will wake up and everything will be okay, and going the way, the day, everything will be okay. And you say thank you in the night, in the morning. And this is what we call hope. And that's what kept me really, let's say, to be sane, with the set of mind that if we need to die, we'll die. If not, then we need to go home. My time to go home will come. And it came. And that's it. Hope.
שלומי, אני אוהבת אותך כל הזמן, to all of those around you.
Thank you to them.
How are you now, Shlomi?
Cannot hear that people are shouting the propaganda of Hamas, that the people are starving them. But it makes me like, I don't know how to explain.
Infuriated.
It's not that angry now, I'm more it's like you're shooting arrows, small arrows, that every time it's
Shlomi, I want you to meet my beautiful friend from synagogue. We pray for you every day, and especially in Shabbos. Yes. We sang a hymn for you, and I had your picture up behind my seat. I told everybody in the synagogue. I was dancing, jumping up and down like a maniac dancing with my rabbi. Our hats flew off. This is my friend Crystal. She's on this thing. She had a baby, and it's kind of a beautiful baby. Someday you'll meet her.
Oh, that's awesome.
We did. Norman has some moves. You inspired him to really get down. Like, and you're so grateful that you're home.
You know, it's just things. That's the way soldiers was came.
No, but Shlomi, I want to thank you for enjoying this space. Still talk. This is things very important. We continue with specific first instruments.
You know, people that hear me and they're telling facts and things that for the ground, as we say, and still in the same set of mind of to speak solution with those people when you think they care and care for them and they care what how they're living and how they're eating and all of this when they're taking themselves people from our families and take them as captivities and still care for them until they are not bad. I don't know what's going on with that. I said that and I will say it again. Make my people bad. And then the suffer will end. That's it. They started the war, they celebrated, thought that it will end fast and they will do another 7th of October. And now when they are facing the consequences of not releasing the hostages, of doing the most outrageous things, like in psychologist way of the pictures of the films that they're putting out to the media of those hostages. And we saw how our friends look like. Yeah. And I know that personally, and to see those pictures, to come and see one of my people, my Jewish people say, I care about the starving people of Gaza, not about the hostages, not one sentence about the hostages, about how they are suffering, and presenting this way of that Hamas release everybody, lay their weapons down, and release everybody, and this is the way the war will end. They're coming to them and thinking, Hamas are the bad people, but we can agree for the thing that we will stay there and this and that, and not expect to make 7 October. Because it will happen. And I don't know how we can deal with the entire Samaria, they are there also. So, to say that we are safe, if we will talk and do deals with them or still give them power still and all of this, it's bullshit. They cannot save power from us. Period. Or something to hear my people telling about Palestinians or whatever they call it.
this app because it saved me a lot of time from having to get burner accounts so I can do the recordings that I want to do. I don't know. To me, it's a great feature for $5 a month.
Did want to say something, but Shlomi, I want to.
And there you have it.
He's the one who was.
I need to be some idle people done freaking out.
Slowly, and so to speak, for a lot of people on this app, you know, we are.
Roger, I need to be collaborative to like each other.
We will listen to you.
I need to
We
be.
won't make any pretense of what we think should happen. We have our opinions, but.
Welcome to, I bought a Himalayan salt block to see if I can cook a burger on. After my last video making a steak, I realized that I didn't have it hot enough, so I just put it in the oven for an hour to get to 500 degrees. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't fully trust this thing yet. For some reason, I feel like it's just gonna explode in my oven for some reason. So anyways, back to this burger. I just got everything prepped right in time for the block to come out of the oven, which means they're finally ready to cook. And I will say, right off the bat, these are cooking a lot better than the steak did, so I'm gonna season them up, put the buns down, and it's time to get started on the veggies. Here's a Himalayan salt block fun fact. Apparently, the mine was first discovered in the 4th century when Alexander the Great's forces were found leaking salty rock. If that's not crazy enough, here's another one for you. Apparently, they're not even from the Himalayas. They're actually mined in Pakistan, so I guess you learn something new every day. Sorry, I got off topic. My patties, veggies, and bacon are finally done, so that means it's time to assemble this thing and see if it's any good. Now look, I have high hopes for this one because I feel like you just can't have too much salt on a burger. And I'm telling you right now, if this turns out good, I might have to open a little restaurant called the Smash Block or something stupid. Okay, here's the truth. The burger was actually pretty solid. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10, but the zucchini were absolutely horrible. They were so salty. Welcome to, I bought it.
My dad burned all his cheese. What?
Because what they'll say from one side is not good to Hamas, and they think for the Palestinian people, if they want to be to have a state and this and that, they need to change their ways, of course. And I don't care that they will have. But I think that will change their set of minds that we are there acknowledge the Jewish people of Israel. There is no speaking of it in even. I'm not doing the war, but we have our people there as hostages. It's not reasonable to speak even about anything. Give them back and then we will start to speak. This is how I think. That's it.
And it's valid, like no one's showing valid.
You hear the wildest things. People want to debate people that were held hostage.
This is what they mean. It is to say we can go back, put your arms down, surrender. All this war is going on. So this is what is going on in Vietnam. And doing all of this, somehow we managed to get out 201 hostages. Then they come out.
For that. This is the thing. People hear your outrage right now just from the recent situations. But it's not even that. Like everyone knows the Craigslist articles and this and that. And we just kind of like, all right, he served his time, whatnot. I've recently been sent items that I'm like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, it's probably not true, I'm not gonna look at it, whatever. And then, and people like, no, really, KK, this is happening, like, he can't be trusted. He has a habitual pattern of unfortunately preying on people, charming them, and using them. And I was like, well, I get that for his actual, the Craigslist thing that, whatever, that he's self-admitted and talked to, but it's just sad. It's just really just, I mean, I'm shaking because I just read this afternoon, and I read the entire thing. It's public information. It was the New York State Unified Court System. It's a .gov website, and Nassau County, and it offers up all the decisions within the court system. And I never knew about this, and I'm just kind of like, I get it now. Why? And my spidey senses was right. Like, something's just not off. Something's off. So, in this court case, it shares that this woman met this person,
in 1999. And again, this is all shared on a public website. Anybody could see it. She met him at in 1999 at a flea market where he was selling sports memorabilia part-time and while allegedly working at Bears and Stearns. For those that do not know, Bears and Stearns was an investment banking company, and they were part of the reason for the crash, the housing crash market in 2008. Then they were eventually sold out by JP Morgan and Chase. If you are projecting that you are working for Bears and Stearns, and it was expressed to this poor woman that he was working at Bears and Stearns in the area of international currency. This is an investment banking firm, okay? So this lady that met him in 1999, and then in March of 2001, this lady asked him to be a co-trustee for a large check from a trust that was written to her from her family, and it was in the form of $200,000, and it was agreed upon, yes, $200,000, and it was agreed upon that he would take that check and deposit into a Dreyfus, and I guess Dreyfus is a bank, and that he would, in March of 2001, it was supposed to be a investment, and it was agreed that he would personally take the check to Dreyfus, I'm quoting now from the court document, and open an account to which the $200,000 would then be deposited. But what happened was that he put the $200K trust fund check made out to the Dreyfus family of funds, both she and he signed as co-trustees. And instead of opening a trust fund, he opened a personal account in his own name in which he deposited the $200,000 check. Again, this is all online. I'm shocked. So in the court case revealings, it does say that he embezzled the proceeds and depleted the entire deposit in July of 2001. She discovered the funds were misappropriated and reported to the authorities. The months following, he was arrested, charged with grand larceny in the second degree. Upon later entering a plea of guilty and grand larceny in the third degree, he was sentenced to 5 years probation in order to pay $100,000 restitution. Yeah, so if you think about it, she met him in 1999, and he did this in February 2001. And then he was, hold on a second, yeah, 2001, and then he was charged. He was charged July of 2009 within the New York State Unified Court System. This is all there. But I'm thinking okay, 2009, that's when the Craigslist Daily News New York Post articles came out. Literally that summer of 2009. So he was doing this type of stuff for a really long time. A really long time. And within the actual court case, and if you actually read some of the other things, it's just eye-opening. There's a cyclical pattern of using his, projecting a kindness, in my opinion, a kindness to take advantage of anyone that he can. And I will say this, he went to jail for his, because for his charges was sex trafficking and promotion to prostitution. there were allegations of rape, but he was not charged with that.
He was charged as much. He either got a plea deal, I'm guessing it was a plea.
Right, but there's not a actual conviction, right? So that's the definitive. But the allegation, there is the allegation, and it's, you know, with that situation that he did serve time for, admittedly on this app, shared his story multiple times for the past several years during his identity as Kachikon. One of the women said that she claimed that was the case. And I thought, like, maybe this whole Craigslist thing was just like a long period of time. Like, how long? It was supposed to be an investment.
He was suspected of doing it to others.
Yeah, but with, I don't know how long he had been doing this, but the victims that came forward, it was the exact same two victims was between June 8th and June 15th. And then they finally let them go. And I am worried that people are going to fall for that exact same type of being friendly with, and you're the best, and I'm so much smarter when you're in a room, and when the lions were at my door and they were trying to hunt me down, she was there for me, and you know, I talked to him just yesterday, and he's such a good guy, and I'll always have his back like he has mine.
How does the Craigslist thing tie into
All this conversation is just used to manipulate, and in a dangerous capacity. People say like, okay, that's real life, this is the internet, whatever, but what if it can go offline? You know, so that's just my caution. I will put it in the chat. It is public record. It is public record. It was sent to me several times, like a couple of years ago. I really thought, like, it can't be as bad as this, right? Because everyone was freaking out about the whole Craigslist thing that he admitted to, and he has served his time with. Like, I want to repeat that again. And I don't believe in reconvicting the person, but what I really do worry about is that there's a pattern of behavior that could be potentially dangerous for people that engage with him on this app, right? And there's a history of it starting back from 2001, right? So I don't have much time today. I'm going to go back down in the audience unless you have some quick questions for me, but...
How does the Craigslist play into this?
Well, that was the initial thing.
Oh, so
yeah, that was... Go ahead.
He says he's a model agency or a scout, and so this is where it starts to get disturbing, because he's going to tell you he's a changed man. Now, you can look this up. Jason Breska, he did open up, so in 2016, of course, this is before Clubhouse, nobody created this for him, a quote-unquote talent agency. And it said something along the lines of looking for models won't require sex work or some stupid shit. And it's just like, really? You're doing this shit again? And then, you know, about 2 months ago, he opened Next Level Content Creators Model and Concierge Service. Now, I'm sorry, dude, but like, if anything, does this sound like a changed man to you? I mean, this guy is fucking sick, and we see him doing, like, the love bombing of everybody. This is, and for you guys who don't know, like, I would let him in my spaces when I would do my big spaces, like, every day, like, a few years ago, and...
His racist hate
people
speech
were telling me, even moms,
rooms.
like, dude, like, the guy, don't trust him. There were, you know, people that, worked with actual content creators. They weren't scam artists like him. That were, including ones that were monetized on this app, and they were telling me like, dude, don't trust it. And you know, and then some of those content creators from bigger rooms, they were telling me what he used to going into the rooms of the mentally ill women on this app, befriending them. Eventually, they changed. You know, they get their new photos. We start threatening them. Then he ended up, you know, sending them out to other people. You know, just really weird shit. And that was all verified because he sent those nude pictures out to the mods of the Million Man Marathon. They were like, what the fuck is this? Like, they thought it was egregious.
And what did he do? He deleted that account because he knew any message that he was passing for sexting, like the woman in Canada, she's a little loony to me, but anywho's, whatever. All that entire conversation chain would disappear. And he's the person who told me that. He's like, that account is gone. I'm never going to reactivate it again because they won't have any proof. And it's her word against my word, and there's that. So that's what happened in that situation.
And even when you guys took him in, I mean, what he did to Sig was pretty horrible. I guess Sig's forgiven him, that's fine. Well, so Sig had this business idea. It was going to be like masculinity. It's going to be like a coach, masculinity coach, like, you know, offering guidance or stuff to men. And then Jay verbatim stole that idea. And he had this website service called masculinitymindset.com. Completely fucking stole his idea out from under him. I mean, and this was, you know, this happened after that whole fiasco where he was outed on the Million Marathon stage and basically like shunned. That's when he kind of like came into my stage. I didn't go into those stages at that point. I ended up going onto their stages later, and then, you know, it was basically, I saw his attitude with me. Everybody was saying, dude, like, look, he comes off as charming, but dude, that guy's a fucking snake. And then once he was like ripping off the Jewish population or the Jewish users on this app, saying, you know, basically being gung-ho Israel, then he all of a sudden became a quote-unquote Jew. He's not Jewish.
And so, hey, yo, Pepe, that's how a natural pimp, aka sex trafficker, actually move nowadays, you know, as they call them.
Yeah,
I mean, it's mind manipulation.
He's a very manipulative person, but then once he did it, there were several things. First of all, I saw how the personality changed once he got a mod. Once I saw how he moderated, I was like, this is just about like his ego, and it's about exerting control, having a sense of power. Like, it was really weird. It's like, I'm somebody who would, like, I mostly go into other people's rooms now, and everybody knows who's in the rooms with me. You guys know I don't ask for a mod bag. I don't really, doesn't make me feel powerful. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, how much of a fucking loser do you have to be in real life? It's either, I can understand if you, like, make rooms and nobody cared to come in on them, especially at the height of Clubhouse. Like, yeah, I mean, I'd probably be like, yeah, that sucks, but it wouldn't be because I wanted to control the people on my fucking stage. That's stupid. But then, he started, so first he lied and claimed to be a Jew. Then there were two users from Clubhouse that were affected on October 7th, the Nova Music Festival, that people actually know in real life. They actually met on Clubhouse, and that's Shlomi and Jake. Jake was killed by Hamas on October 7th, the music festival. Both of them were working with the security. Then Shlomi, he ended up kidnapped, taken into Gaza, and there was actually a raid that was all over international news where his face is in it. They end up, you know, I guess their special forces ended up going into this very busy, crowded neighborhood in the middle of Gaza, and the commandos had to shoot their way in and out to rescue them. And you saw his face and everything. So he got rescued. but people didn't know if he was dead or alive yet. I mean, there were a lot of unanswered questions. And
so wait a minute, Pepe.
well, hold on a second. No, he's a fake Jew. He's not a real Jew. He just suddenly claims to be a Jew when it's, I don't know, it was to grip off of the Jewish users on this app. But he was claiming that he was friends with those two. He doesn't even know them. He was actually claiming to be friends with them. Like, what kind of person does that? Like, this guy is fucking sick. And then, just seeing the love bombing that he does on his stages to all of these new people. I see Nye in here. Nye may think she has him figured out, but Nye, you don't understand it. Those people that you see all those people that he's on stage with, they're new to him. They don't know, like, the people that are, he's never been able to have, like, people he's been close to for a long time on this app. He ends up running afoul with all of them. Like, he's not a normal fucking person. But he is going to have his little army or tribe of people that he thinks he can control, or that will be loyal, and so he can do his thing. That's all he's doing. And no, and I'm not going to give you any smoke. I'm not giving you any. But don't worry. I'm just somebody who's like, well, I'll give him a chance, and it was me who brought smoke to him the first time, because he was bullying somebody on his stage a couple of years ago, and I called him out on it. But I mean, this guy has like a long history of being a fucking predator and a thief and a liar.
So wait a minute, you say he's been in America. Is he on Chatter?
Yeah, I guess he is on Chatter. He ended up weaseling his way back on there, but he got exposed with his old name on Millionaire Marathon like 3 years ago, because he was getting accused of women of, he was asking for their nudes, I guess, like harassing them, and then there was for whatever reason, this moron thought it would be smart to send out the nude photos or videos or whatever to the mod team of Million Marathon.
Oh, that's how they found out?
Yeah. And they were just like, are you okay? What the fuck in God's green earth makes you think that is fucking appropriate? We don't want you, like, sending us fucking, is this revenge porn? Like, what the fuck is this? Why are you doing this to us? Don't get us involved in your fucking shit. And, that's that. He was exposed as a creep, so he deletes his fucking account. Then all the messages disappear that he was sending all these women. And then even this most recent example, I posted a picture of Roger that was public. He came on here with his original fucking name, okay, at first. The people from season 1 all know his real name. People told me about a video. I've known about it for a while. And it was a video he did, a podcast with another well-known Clubhouse user that so happened to also be a libertarian. So I screenshot a picture of him, cross his name out, and I put up his picture. And I go on Roger's stage. I say nothing in his room. Roger notices my PTR. He obviously kicked me out the room. That's fine. It was expected. I wake up the next day, and this motherfucker is saying, I'm hearing him saying things like, oh, this piece of shit, he's doxing people, social security numbers, family members. Dude, no. I literally did not say his name, did not say his address, did not say anything about his family. I don't know where he works. Said nothing about him. About any personal identifying information. I posted shit that was public. And you saw, like, the other day, the season 1 Clubhousers came up on the stage and said, yeah, dude, it's not doxing. Like, it's common knowledge to this. But anyways, so I'm in this room, I'm hearing this shit, and then he's telling other people, he's a mentally unhinged person, you cannot go into his rooms, because he's going to, it's all funny until he turns on you. I asked him, show me one fucking example, one recording, I'll give you $1,000, I gave that challenge to everybody, of me doxing somebody on this app, because I haven't done it. That, I would make rooms where I'm somewhat comedic, but I'm very insulting. I talk about controversial shit. The whole thing with like personal drama and going back and forth with people is not something I like to do. Now Jay, I think he's just a rat piece of shit. He's had this cycle throughout his fucking life, and especially here on this app. And you know, if he's gonna make his little content, hinting at if you're like, oh, who's the most, and you know, he's saying amazing, like when he makes his smart little remarks in his rooms and shit. We know he's talking about me. All right, fine. I'm just gonna address it directly to you because I know he's listening, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, what is it? Like, Jay? What is your fucking goal here? Is it to make a narrative because it will get some people into your fucking room, so you can look like the hero that's trying to save everybody from fucking doxing a doxer, from a bad guy? Is it to get people not to go in my rooms? Kind of like how you squeezed out Roger and Bren from the fucking Healthy Debates Club, which by the way, I actually like Bren. Despite me fucking, you know, I think Roger's kind of an asshole. You know, I don't dislike Roger. And like I said before, I think he's a good moderator. You're a fucking shit moderator. You just love bomb people on your stage constantly. And give your shitty fucking takes, you know, after everybody else talks. Because you don't know how to be a fucking moderator and let a conversation flow. But, you know, your brain is not normal, obviously. That's why you've been fucking homeless in prison. You don't have close friendships because you end up fucking everybody over. I mean, you're a fucking piece of shit. But, Jay, at the end of the day, what was your goal?